takeaway from that, Frank Corsetti actually showed a meteorite at my wedding to talk about the age of the Earth, and then showed part of the TJ boundary to talk about the mass extinction between the Triassic and Jurassic that changed life forever, and how he said, you know, in a marriage you can have disasters and recover. Ammonites are extinct, which makes me sad because I'm a paleontologist. They probably swam backwards by squeezing water out. And this means their shell, which has an interesting shape, is also a big pain in the butt because they got to swim and it's there. And how does it affect how they can swim? I'm interested in ecology, so I want to figure out how animals can function and how that relates to their interactions. Here, Nick Hebden has been doing phenomenal physics work to try to figure out how water would flow around the different shells of ammonites. And then we can take this evolutionary tree that somebody proposed. Oh, well, you've got these different taxa. You do say, oh, after a mass extinction, ammonites go bananas, and they diversify and go around the world. But if we look at their shell shapes, and we cleverly mimic those shell shapes or make replicas of them in the physics experiments, then we can make interpretations like, well, who could swim? These guys could swim, okay? These guys probably not. And then that brings you to the paleoecological question of, well, if you weren't good at swimming, what the hell are you doing? And why are there so many of you? And why are you everywhere? And, you know, maybe swimming's not the most important thing. Maybe there are a lot of other things that are important. So as a paleoecologist, we try to think on these different scales from how animals function in a sort of immediate process sense, and then how that can relate to ecology and evolution over time. Sponges, what's the deal with those? Animals make rocks. Lots of animals make lots of rocks. This is a suburban for scale. Shauna Hood took this picture. That entire mountain is made out of sponges. They look like stacked pint glasses. And one of the things we do is go find out that these sponges are there, discover them, hit them with a hammer, make microscope slides, and then try to figure out how did that sponge make a rock in a little patch, in a big bed, in a big area, and does anybody care that the sponges are there? Do other animals care, right? So this is some work that I'm doing, and Peter Maxiner, who's doing a master's with Turi and I, is working on some chemostratigraphy and also this, where we say, okay, based on all the stuff we see in a microscope slide, can we kind of reconfigure how we go from the rock we hold in our hand, which looks hideous, to something that was alive at one time, that was built by animals? But as an ecologist, again, where this is of great interest to me is not just say, oh, there were some sponges once, but how is there an interplay between, say, a bank of brachiopods and sponges gradually taking over? Is it something that's gradual or that happens all at once? Is hysteresis involved? Can it go backwards at the same rate? And when we step back, did you know that there was a Permian sponge bonanza? It was ridiculous in less than 10 to 30 million years, where sponges were all up on Pangea, and we don't know why. And more importantly, we don't know if anyone cared.